1, 2.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. You're all very welcome to Aughrim here today for the Premier Days Hurling in Wicklow. We have our intermediate and our senior finals today. First up is Carnew Emmets and Bray in the intermediate hurling final. We've been on our Zoom meetings during the week just picking up with some of the mentors from both sides. We have John Ward from Bray, we have Graham Keogh from Carnew, and we also had an interview with Kieran Goff, our big match referee today. So we're just going to let you look at those now, and we'll be back with the team sheets then. Thank you.
Firstly, John, thanks a million for taking the time out to answer a few questions first in the build-up to a big game on Sunday. It doesn't seem like that long ago. I suppose, in fact, it's not that long ago you were beating Pats in the Junior A final with a good number of these lads. So you must be really happy with the strides they've made in those 2 months to come now and being in final.
Yeah, to be fair, it's a combination of a couple of years with this group, and they've all been together from junior the last few years all the way up. So we do have the majority of the team that won the junior playing on Sunday, which is a help because obviously they all know each other and it ended up hopefully getting us a good result. There's a lot of work put in. They've all worked hard over the lockdown by themselves and with us. So yeah, no, it's good to have it so close to the junior because it takes a little bit of pressure off the lads in respect that they know what's it like to be in a final. So we're actually looking forward to Sunday with this group. As I said, they've been together for a while.
Yeah, and I suppose it's a sign of the strength of the Bray Club now as well, to have your two teams, the two most prominent finals, the intermediate and senior, two teams going out on Sunday. It's a huge, I suppose, pat on the back for everything that's been done in the club over the last 15, 20 years.
Oh, certainly, yeah, and it does go back that long. Like, I've been with the juniors since I joined Bray, and back then, the hurling didn't get much of a look in, and probably rightly so, because there wasn't much put into the hurling. But then the likes of Pat Lee and Mick O'Byrne and Conor Johnson, they got together, the juvenile sections, and they got all the juveniles sorted out, and it's most of those lads, even lads in the senior now, have come through the likes of Pat Lee and Micko and Conor. So it's been a long process, but thank God it's bearing fruit.
Yeah, look, it certainly has bore fruit on all levels for you and for both for our county team as well, in fairness. But the team going out Sunday, it's a nice blend of youth and experience as well, I suppose. I suppose Owen Mason there, Ronan O'Brien with the quality experience, and then a lot of the younger lads filtering in around him. This team really has, blended so well throughout this championship.
Yeah, we do have a fine balance, I have to say, with the likes of Liam Kenny up forward as well. And Mason, there was always a debate about whether he's a forward or whether he's a defender. And he just seems to bring a bit of stability to the backs on the high balls. When we were facing Glenealy, we knew that they'd be sending in high balls to him. So we thought, right, we put Mason on the back, and it worked out well. So we're kind of expecting the same against Carnew. So he's brought a lot of stability to the back line. And then with Ronan O'Brien, and I said Liam Kenny forward and goes into him, he's going to stick. And we've always told the young lads to get in around the likes of Liam Kenny, because if he's not going to win the ball in his hand, it's going to break to him. And if you're there, you'll get a score. So it's good for the young lads coming through that they have the experienced lads there. I know they're experienced and they may be a little bit getting old, but they've still got some hurling in them.
Yeah, and I suppose looking back on the semi-final as well, a huge battle with Glenealy again, as it nearly always is, and to come out on the right side of that, that should set you up perfectly going forward to this final.
Yeah, we think it's going to be a completely different game. I wasn't there when we played Carnew in the league, and I was told by a lot of people that they bullied the players, that they got stuck in, and our lads backed off a little bit. So we'll be encouraging the lads now on Sunday to get stuck in from the word go, and we're expecting a completely different game. Carnew are full of experienced players. Loads of them have county medals in their back pocket, so we know we're going to be up against it. And it's time for the young lads to shine. They can't be letting the old lads do it all the time.
Yeah, and look, as I said, another huge battle, but I suppose to beat Glenealy and Carnew in a semi-final and final of the championship would be the perfect championship to win. As I said, this team has been coming to a high level. Probably the only blip with Carnew, as you said, through the league. And look, they just look to be primed and they look to be ready at the right time. And that has to go down a lot for you lads on the line. Like, you must be really happy with the job you're doing.
Yeah, it does. It obviously makes it easier when you've got 15 lads that you know are going to do a job, and then you've got another 10 lads on the line. And we do seem to have a nice balance in the sub bench. Like, if we're midfielders, we've got defenders and we've got forwards. So it is a nice balance, and it is a nice problem to have. And to be fair, we've had a lot of help from the seniors in respect that they're not just playing lads for the sake of playing them. If they think the lads will do a job for the intermediate team, they weren't being picked. And a lot of credit has to go out to Paul Carney for that, because it's helped us a hell of a lot. We've got Rory Lamb, which he probably started in a lot of senior county teams, but he's running their line. So it is good that we're getting that kind of help from the seniors.
Yeah, certainly. Look, I suppose it's a bit of common sense in a lot of ways, and that's what probably has you as such a strong club at the minute. Listen, I'm going to leave you there again. I'm going to thank you for your time on an important weekend. I wish you as much luck as a Carnew man can reach it. I hope that all goes well for you anyway. And as I said, thanks a million for taking your time out.
That's no problem at all. No problem at all. Thank you very much, Em.
Lovely.
Thanks a million for taking your time out county final week to join us for a few questions. Back in the final after semi-final defeat last year, this intermediate team has been the one following Carnew for the last few years. A tough game in the semi-final against the Rocks, a hard-fought battle by 7 points, but a good run through the group this year. You must be happy enough with the way the team has went.
Yeah, at the start of the year, the one thing about this in intermediate championships that there's not a lot between all of the teams, you know. So we got a squad in place, and we just so how we played a good few games and a good few practice games, and we got a great test in all the games. And in the semi-final, we knew what Arc Rocks were going to bring, you know, and it was a great test to get coming into the final, you know.
Yeah, and I suppose in the build up to that semi-final, a huge battle with Glenealy as well, where you know you got 2 goals to pip them by a point as well, and it's really setting you up at the right time. 2 matches like that coming into a final, they're 2 great matches to have.
Oh, it's great! It's great. Like the way they've done the championship this year. Literally in the group stages, you had a game every 4 days, and then you have the semi-final and the final. So there hasn't been a lot of time for practice matches. The games, you had to have your preparation done, you know. But we at the start of the year, we made it a point that we were going to use all the panel, and in all the games we have used 20 players, you know, and we've given everyone we have given everyone game time, and that's what happened basically in the last 2 games. We bring on the fresh legs to finish the job, you know.
Yeah, and I suppose with the team you have a nice balance there, but you have a huge amount of experience in lads, but the 2 of us would have played with for a number of years. Some of them are still there, and like that experience is invaluable. It was, you said, the bench making a big contribution then coming in at the end.
No, it's great. Like, you can't be, like, especially in intermediate hurling, like, it's probably not played at as fast a pace as the senior team, but the likes of the Collinses and Jody Byrne and Nick Skelton, like all them lads, they have years of experience, and it's such a help to the younger players, the likes of the Conor Burns, the John Youngs, the Cormac Redmond. It's such a help for them players to have them there to listen to them, and, you know, just get small little tips off them, you know. It's great, like, you know. We have a great mixture of both experienced players and a lot of young players too, you know.
Yeah, and I suppose looking forward to Sunday, this is a Bray team. You know, I've been talking to the Bray selector just before. It's only a couple of months ago they were winning the Junior A with the bulk of this team. They've kind of come through the intermediate pretty much by storm with pretty much the same team. Bray are a club on the up at the minute, you know, and they can't be taken lightly. They're going to pose a huge battle for Carnew on Sunday.
No, Bray, to be fair to Bray, the Bray club for the last good few years now, they've been on the up, and they're at the top table, and it's up to all of us to try and get up there, But Bray in the very first game, Bray gave Glenealy a good trimming, and they laid down a marker, for the rest of the championship. And it looks like they've kind of used a lot of their squad since that first beating, So Bray have a lot of good players on this team, I'm very surprised that there's not 2 or 3 more on their senior team, but that just goes to show how strong that they are then,
And I suppose then, from your own point of view, look at it in the last 2 years ago you were playing. It's a huge difference on the line. It brings its own pressures. You'll probably be more nervous Sunday than you would if you were playing.
Oh, I am. It's all new to me. For the last few years, because I was playing, you have to worry about yourself. But now you're worrying about players and the jerseys and who's doing all these things, and it's hard work now, but it's enjoyable too. We have a good bunch of lads there, so it's even in the backroom team, there's a good bunch of Carnew lads there, it's all good, so it is,
Yeah, well, look, Graham, thanks a million for taking your time in such a busy week in the lead up to the final. I'll wish you the very, very best of luck on Sunday. We'll all be there shouting. I'll have to be as fair as I can on the commentary, but there'll still be the big Carnew in me who want to see us win. So the very best of luck Sunday anyway. And thanks again for your time.
No bother. Sounds son. Thanks for that.
Aughrim, I hope you enjoyed the interviews we conducted there earlier in the week. The teams are just lining up to get into the parade here for this Lightning Protection Ireland Intermediate Hurling Final. We have the Bray team on screen there. First up, it's Peter O'Reilly in goal, Enda Malloy, Owen Mason and Shane Anders make up the full back line, with Michael Walsh, Ronan O'Brien and Craig Brack-Sinnott in the half back line. A midfield pairing of Paul Barry and Kieran McKay. Mikey Timmins, Tom Cash and Andrew Conway make up the half forward line, with Rory Lamb, Liam Kenny and Keane O'Byrne in the full forward line. There's a couple of changes on the Carnew team. I'll give you a quick run through. Martin Murphy starts in goal, Paul Murphy and number 23 Stephen Barnes moves in at full back. Cormac Redmond is the other cornerback. Conor Byrne, Mark Collins moves out to centre back, with John Young moving to wing back. William Collins and Nick Skelton make up the middle of the field, with John Kavanagh, Michael Collins and Jody Byrne in a very experienced half forward line. Martin Malloy, Carnew's captain, Drew Brennan, and one change there is Cormac Doyle, number 15, doesn't start. Number 16, Timmy Collins, is in instead of him. As we can see, the team's in the background now in their parade. We'll go back live and we'll be with you with commentary in a few minutes. Thank you very much.
It's a long drive to Croker from here. In ways even longer for the fans. The effort, I can tell you, it's worth it. Even today, I can still hear it. The roar of the hill. It's gonna be something else.
You're all very welcome to Aughrim here. The team's in the parade for this Lightning Protection Ireland Intermediate Hurling Final. On co-commentary, I have Tom Darcy with me. He's been studying the form here. He's just pointed out that this is a slick-looking Bray team enough. Tom, what's your idea on today?
Look at your county final day. We're hoping for 2 big games today, and hopefully the first one will start us off with a cracker. I'd say it's going to be I see both teams dispersed there from the parade, but I'd say this is going to go right to the full-time whistle, I'd imagine.
Yeah, look, huge experience on the Carnew side, I suppose. There's a good few county medals there with the Collinses and a few lads thrown in around it there. But this is a Bray team that won the Junior A only a couple of months ago. They've found their way back. Some great young hurlers on it. I know Rory Lamb was making waves with the county on the county panel as well.
He was one of the under-20s. We brought in just about half a dozen of the under-20s to train with us, you know, to get some experience and a fantastic attitude.
We just have a minute's silence for Noel Rock. May he rest in peace. Whistle blows and the teams are just about ready to go here. Carnew coming out from the sideline where they stood. We'll have our Ron Naveen now as well, I'd say. Before this one, will we? No, there's no. I'm being told no, there's no Ron Naveen. So we'll be ready to rock and roll. Kieran Goff is ably assisted by his linesmen Paul Gann and Michael Owens. And as we look, there doesn't seem to be many positional switches with Timmy Collins going in at corner forward. How much you'd imagine he's going to come out? Out around the middle third of the field.
Well, he's been playing sort of around that sector all year, so I'd like to name him a corner forward. Maybe they might cause a surprise and leave him in there for some of it as well, and I'd say Timmy will go play his own game.
He will indeed. He won't be found wanting in that regard. It looks like he's going to slot straight in the half back line here, so few positional switches. We'll get them to you as quick as we can. We're just about ready to rock and roll in the first of our big matches here. So it's Carnew Emmets and Bray Emmets to fight out the 2021 Lightning Protection Intermediate Hurling Final here. Looks like Kieran Goff is ready to get us rolling. Timmy has gone to wing back, we're told. John Young gone to midfield, so there is a couple. And Nick Skelton gone in at full forward on Owen Mason. So again, there's huge experience on both sides here for these teams. The ball is in and the game is on. There's a hurl gone flying already in the middle of the field. It's Kieran McKay battles for this one. Gets it at the second attempt. McKay, huge number of jerseys around him. Jody Byrne is one of those. Ball is flung up the line here. Two men going for one of them is Cormac Redmond. Out comes Mark Collins with the ball. Has a look up on the 65. Needs a bit of support. Hand passes it forward as far as John Kavanagh. Kavanagh surrounded by Brayman. Tries to burst his way forward. Strong play from him. Michael Collins just drops a heavy pull there from Paul Barry. Back into the hands of Mark Collins. Collins down along the line with Bray's corner back. Shane Anders is out in front, gets the ball out as far as his wing back Michael Walsh. Heavy hit on Walsh there from Jody Byrne, and it's a free to Bray, and a lot taken quickly though by the centre back Ron O'Brien. He drills the ball down. The referee wasn't happy with where it was taken from. He's going to bring it back. He's also removing half a hurl there from the middle of the field, so the early exchanges have cost someone €30 there, Tom.
I see that, yes. It's exactly what we expected. A very hectic start to it now, to be two wholehearted teams.
Yeah, and I think in the interviews, John Ward from Bray kind of alluded to the fact he felt they were bullied a little bit in the first game and they weren't going to stand for it this time, so a lot of markers being laid down. Owen Mason takes this free from 50 yards outside his own, a huge one in around the square. Stephen Barnes gets his hurl to Rory Lamb is in there, there's danger, but Timmy Collins back sweeping up, picks up the ball and solos out, needs a little bit of support. Heavy hit there on Timmy Collins, a fair shoulders to the referee. Andrew Conway hit him there, big hit from Conway. Timmy gets back to his feet as Carnew struggled to clear this ball, lots of pressure in there from the Bray men, but they win a free out. Cormac Redmond wins his free out, and heavy hits all around going in. It's all in the nature of the game though.
Yeah, and a good start there by Cormac there, and one of the younger lads on it there, in fairness to Carnew, because he's seems to be picking up Tom Cash there at the minute.
It's Joe Murphy is in the goal. We weren't told of that change. Martin Murphy, we were read out on this. It's Joe taking this one, drills it long down the field, a huge puck from him down. Drew Brennan goes for, breaks off the hand of Brennan into the hands of Conor Byrne. Byrne gets it as far as Nick Skelton. Skelton, look for the 1-2, but weren't on the same wavelength. Skelton does well, he needs a little bit of support. Ham passes it off as far as John Young. Young picks it at the second attempt, gets it in as far as Willie Collins, but he loses possession and it's out into the hand of Keane O'Byrne. O'Byrne though is heavily tackled again. There's nothing being left on these first few minutes into the hands of Michael Collins. Collins shoots on the turn, but it goes to the left of the post and goes wide. The first wide of the game for Carnew, and it's not hurling for the purists, Tom, but they're giving it everything both sides here.
Oh, absolutely, and look, it's what we expected. There's going to be no shortage of effort here today, Emmett.
Peter O'Reilly to take the puck out, long, huge puck down around the wind. Any of the wind is in his back as Bray fired the ball up towards the Harps end. Timmy Collins reads this one, tries to pick it up. He's tackled by Andrew Conway again. Conway seems to have been given the job of sticking with Timmy Collins. Keane O'Byrne takes a heavy shoulder there from Conor Byrne right down on the sideline. There's a bit of shoulder match going on with John Kavanagh and Andrew Conway. Kieran Goff is having none of it, tells them to go away. Paul Gann, the linesman, is in on the scene as well, so interesting to see. It's a free to Carnew, a free out to Carnew, so a few heavy shots thrown from both sides there. Carnew with the free, and the referee just disperses the crowd, and it'll be Joe Murphy to make the trek to take this one again. A lot of these Carnew lads looking for their second intermediate medal in 3 years now, after being defeated in a semi-final on penalties by Glenealy last year. Huge puck again from Murphy, tries to put it in front of Jody Byrne. Good play by Shane Anders out in front. I think it came off Anders, our linesman. We'll just wait to see. It's a line ball there, and it'll be Jody Byrne to take this one. He's about 40 yards out from the town goal here. As I said, any wind is in Bray's backs at the minute. The rain thankfully holding off. Referee not happy where lads. The ref was not happy with where lads were positioned though. They were too close. And it's going to be a retake. Everyone is well back this time, so Jody places the ball and gets his second attempt at this one. Coming up to over 4 minutes now, no score in this one yet. It's been a tight, trappy affair here, and again there's a ruck there. Mikey Collins goes for that ball, but again Shane Anders has started well. This Anders chap, Conor Byrne, has started well, takes a heavy hit from Anders though, and the ball is fired in by Keane O'Byrne into the full forward line. Dangerous looking ball as Liam Kenny is out in front. Kenny 45 yards out, pops a little pass back as far as Mikey Timmins. Timmins fancied his chances, but his radar's a little off, and Joe Murphy gladly takes that ball and drills it back down the field as far as Mark Collins. Collins though is tackled by Mikey Timmins over there. Collins under pressure, bursts out with the ball, needs support. Looks like it was flicked off his hurl. It was flicked off his hurl. It'll be a line ball to Carnew. And it's a little bit stop-start at the minute, Tom.
It is, yeah. They look to be two very evenly matched teams, don't they?
Very evenly matched, and they all seem to have got their match-up spot on at the minute. Everyone is nullifying one another at the minute in there, so it's a kind of a stalemate, but as we said, it's not lacking in intensity.
A woman giving out Bray Emmets flags.
So a whole handful of them for the day. Line ball is taken again. It's drilled. It only makes the front two players. Again, it's gone off a Bray player, and it's another chance ahead. Timmy Collins to take this one. He's gained a few yards there, but very little.
Still waiting for our first score.
Yeah, as we said, we're 5.5 minutes into this one. There's a little bit of a pushing match going on between the two players in front here, both looking to be holding possession. Ref is having a quick chat with him. Line ball by Timmy this time goes a bit further, but Bray react first in as far as Willie Collins. Collins picks up the ball, shovels it back to his brother Timmy. Timmy has a look and drills the ball down the sideline to Jody Byrne. Byrne out in front, gets it at the second attempt. Looks for brilliant ball inside to Willie Collins. Nick Skelton is inside him. There's a chance here for Carnew. Skelton bearing down on goal. Has a look. Brilliant hook by Shane Anders. Just took a little bit too long maybe Skelton, but brilliant play by Shane Anders to get back there. Anders has started really well, as I said before. Clearance is out underneath the stand on. Bray just get to it first. Mark Collins though tries to retrieve it for Carnew, does retrieve it. There's 3 Bray men around him. He needs a bit of support, and it's a line ball to, we're not sure there, it's a line ball to Bray. He was
flag is pointing towards the Carnew goal anyway.
So it's a line ball to Bray. Our linesman Mick Owens over there is giving this one to Bray. It's Ronan O'Brien comes out centre back to take this. Huge chance for Carnew there. Nothing came from it, Tom.
No, Nick will be disappointed with that. He just wasn't able to take off. Anders there, as you alluded to, started very well in there for Bray.
Broken play again. There's a free here. Is it's a line ball again? Said the referee. As we said, it's very broken. It's a line ball to Bray. Carnew were in possession. Yeah, look, it was one of those. I think he thought he had a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Anders covered the ground really well to get back in with the hook.
In fairness to him, it was great defending by Anders. But this Bray team, despite this Bray team, has lots of senior hurling experience on it, Emmett.
Yeah, look, we were talking about coming up, but even Liam Kenny, Owen Mason,
Ronan O'Brien, yeah.
Peter O'Reilly had his spell in the goal as well for him, so it's one of those. We have the referee is signalling. He stopped the clock. We've no hurling ball here. Hard to play without one, Tom.
Right, yeah. But Carnew probably looking to take a bit of a breather there. It's been a hectic enough start.
Yeah, look, we're nearly at the 8-minute mark now. No score probably tells you how hectic it's been, because it's been very tight, very trappy, but good line ball in. Keane O'Byrne gets out in front of Conor Byrne there. Keane O'Byrne tries to get a strike away again, a hook on a block. Timmy Collins back in the pocket, does his job and drills a long ball down in front of Nick Skelton. Skelton reacts, get out first and picks the ball. He does at the second attempt, hand passes the ball off as far as Drew Brennan. Wearing number 14, he's out the field though, tries to fire in a diagonal ball, but it's cut out by Ronan O'Brien at the top of the D. He drills a huge puck down the field right into the D at the other end, goes through everyone, and Joe Murphy reacts in the goal, comes out, clears his lines out underneath the press box here. Looks like it's going to be tight right out on the sideline. It's gone out over the line here, right in the middle of the field, and again, chances for both sides and no one really taking grasp of them.
Oh, and I see Tom Cash, who was lined out as centre forward, is actually playing in the corner on Cormac Redmond. So Tom has been their top scorer all year. It'll be a big test for young Cormac.
Line ball is taken. Keane O'Byrne went for it, but Willie Collins comes away with this one again. Huge numbers around the ball again. A loose pass. Collins will get the second bite at it. He does. Hand passes the ball in as far as John Kavanagh. Kavanagh shortens his grip. Diagonal ball across the field. Dangerous looking ball. Good hurl on it there by Martin Malloy, Carnew's captain. There's a chance here for Carnew. Malloy pops the ball into Jody Byrne. Byrne drills the ball to the back of the net. A brilliant goal from Carnew. A well-worked goal, and it's the first score of the game.
Martin did fantastic work.
Martin did really well. Jody found himself in space, and Jody, ever the ace finisher, Tom.
Yeah, look at. He's done it lots of times over the years, in fairness now. That's exactly what the game needs now, really.
A goal for Carnew, no score for Bray. 9.5 minutes on the clock here. There's a Bray player. I think it was a blood sub, lads, was it? There's a linesman and the fourth official are having a chat here with Kieran Goff on the sideline for some reason. So, be interesting to see where he goes from here. It's
just been nothing anyway.
Nothing anyway. He's happy enough. It's a huge puck again from Peter O'Reilly right down into that Carnew halfback. Brilliantly taken there by Willie Collins, but he's hooked, trying to get rid of it. Again, there's numbers over there for Carnew. One of them is Paul Murphy. Murphy tries to pick it up. Again, he's under serious pressure there. 4 or 5 men from both sides around the ball, but comes away with it, and it's Nick Skelton that drills a long ball down the field. Great ball in front of Drew Brennan, breaks as far as John Kavanagh. Kavanagh shows strength, bursts forward with the ball, needs a little bit of support here as the Bray numbers get around him. They do really well, Bray, and it's Craig Bracks in it, but again it's broken play. It's Paul Barry comes away with this one. Carnew get numbers around it. It's scrappy, but there's heavy shots going in from both sides. Both teams trying to lay down markers. Kieran McCado is dispossessed around the middle to John Young. Young again finds this man, Jody Byrne, in space. Jody just struck it on the turn. He probably had a little bit more time, but into the arms of Peter O'Reilly. Long clearance again, and Carnew have numbers back there. One of them is Mark Collins. Collins does really well, takes it on the hurl, has a look, has a player off his shoulder here. He doesn't use him, strikes the ball in first time, looking for Jody Byrne. Byrne gets a touch to it, but Craig Bracks in it is on it, but Michael Collins there, a heavy shot on Craig Bracks in it. Yeah. It's a frontal charge, and it's a serious bang there. I'd say we're going to see the first card of the game here for Michael Collins. He was down picking up the ball, and it's fully frontal, in fairness.
It was, yeah. There's no excuses there now. I'd say it'll be yellow.
First yellow card of the game goes to Michael Collins there. A heavy hit on Craig Bracks in it. He's still down, seeking attention there. Again, as you said, Tom, I suppose the game seems to have opened up a little bit since the goal. Both teams are probably thrown off the shackles a little bit.
Yeah, but it's like the opening what are we, 11 minutes, 11, 12 minutes, like it's been fairly physical and frantic stuff, you know, rucking and everything, really, but...
I suppose you said it's probably going to be a tight game. It'll be whole crack first, you know, that takes a lot out of players, that heavy hitting rucks, heavy numbers around the ball, like it's who can stick the pace of it.
Absolutely, yeah, and look, there is a little bit of age on the so-called former senior players on both teams, so like it'll be interesting. The subs probably going to have a big part to play in this.
Yeah, you'll imagine they'll have a huge bearing, and I think we might be going to see the first one for Bray here. I don't think Craig Sinnott is going to continue here. He's after getting a heavy wallop, and it's
number 17.
Dara O'Hanig is warming up, and the evergreen Dara O'Hanig. So it's the number 7, Craig Sinnott, is up. It looks like he's going to continue, so be interesting to see.
No.
Yeah, he still has the slip of paper there. O'Hanig is on. Mason takes the free, drills the ball long down the field. Willie Collins gets his hurl, breaks it down to his brother Mark. Mark steps out with the ball. He's handled a lot of ball in these early exchanges. Mark Collins, he's hooked this time. He shoves it only as far as Keane O'Byrne, though. A long, dangerous looking ball in comes in. Joe Murphy gets a hand on it, gets it away to safety. The safety is Paul Murphy, but he's fluffed his lines underneath the scoreboard over there. There's a chance here for Bray to get their first score on the board with Rory Lamb. Numbers again from Carnew get around him. Ball breaks back as far as Kieran McKay. McKay will have his chance here. He fires this one high, but it's gone to the left of the post and it's going wide, and a chance gone for Bray there. But Carnew getting numbers back. It's hairy at sometimes in there, but they're getting numbers back around the ball.
They are, yeah, and look at they've coped with the threat of Tom Cash and Rory Lamb, and like Liam Kenny is going to be a handful in there too. Like, so look at both defences at the minute are doing well.
As we said, it's a goal to Carnew, no score to Bray after almost 14 minutes on the clock here. Joe Murphy, long ball down and past the middle of the field again, but Sinnott gets his hurl on that one, gets it as far as Ron O'Brien. Again, huge numbers from both sides around the ball. One of them is John Kavanagh. Kavanagh does well, picks the ball from the ruck, tries to get rid of it, gets the ball down the line. John Young chases this one. Drew Brennan comes out after it. Ball is with Shane Anders again. Anders gets the ball out as far as Kieran McKay. McKay has a look and fires the ball upfield. Rory Lamb is out the field a little bit now and shook off the shackles there for a few minutes, but good ball in, but brilliant play there by Cormac Redmond. Brilliant play by the cornerback to snuff out the threat. Willie Collins gets the ball and drills it forward. Jody Byrne has gone to ground inside. Owen Mason reacts first. Mason gets to the ball. Martin Malloy will try and block him down. Fires a low ball up the line there, Mason, and it's well cleared down by Enda Malloy. Malloy, a huge clearance. It looks like the field is not going to be wide enough, though. It's gone out over the line and underneath the stand, and it'll be a line ball to Carnew. And still little bits of nervy moments from both teams, Tom.
It is, yeah. Like, I think it was that last wide there from Kieran McKay was Bray's first wide of the match, actually, after 13 minutes. So like, it just shows you the physicality, the hooking, the blocking, everything, all the tough challenges going on. You know, it's not. It's
no place for the faint-hearted in there, Tom.
Absolutely not.
It definitely isn't. So I'd rather be looking at it than to be in the middle of it now, to tell you the truth. Line ball for Carnew. It's only as far as Ron O'Brien. O'Brien tries to get the ball into Rory Lamb. It goes past Lamb and into the hands of Liam Kenny. Kenny goes down low. He was pushed in the back. The referee said he wins, he's free, and this will be a huge opportunity for Bray to break their duck in this intermediate hurling final, the Lightning Protection Ireland intermediate hurling final. So
exactly what Bray needed. Liam showing his wildness there, getting out in front and winning the free.
Tom Cash lines this one up. He has a look at the post. He's just outside the 21 to the right hand side of the post here. Should be easy enough for a free taker of his calibre. It is easy enough. It's high and it's over the bars. The first score for Bray. We've a goal to Carnew, a point to Bray. We have about just coming up to 16 minutes gone. We'll have the water break shortly. I would imagine the puck out from Joe Murphy will come first, though. Long ball into space in front of Martin Malloy, underneath the stand. Malloy out in front, wins the ball, goes around his namesake Enda. A long ball down the field to Jody Byrne. Byrne is causing problems since he went in on the square here. Needs support, though. Gets the ball out to Michael Collins, but again it's a loose touch and the ball breaks down. It's back in the hands of Owen Mason. Mason is hooked, though. Drew Brennan picks up the pieces. Brennan, he's blocked down. Huge intensity on both sides. Ron O'Brien gets the ball and lashes the ball up the field as far as Mikey Timmins falls away from his hand, though. Willie Collins is there. Both players tussle for the ball right in the middle of the field. Rory Lamb is out there as well. There's huge numbers again around the ball. Kieran Goffel, I'd imagine, will throw this one in to just disperse the crowd before someone does something they might regret. It's Paul Barry and Willie Collins in for the throw in here. He's trying to get lads away. He throws it in at the second attempt. Ball breaks and it's into the hand of Martin Malloy. Malloy fires that ball in again, looking for Jody Byrne. Byrne out in front of Owen Mason, has a look, turns, lovely little pass inside to John Kavanagh. Kavanagh, good touch though from Ronan O'Brien, just does enough to get it away from him again. Defence is on top. Drew Brennan looks for the opportunity. Plays a brilliant pass as far as Mikey Collins. Collins fires this one high and fires it over the bar. Lovely pass from Drew Brennan. Great score there from Mikey Collins. It's 1-1 to a point. We're heading for the first water break here, Tom, and as we've said, it's not for the faint-hearted in there.
No, and look at it's what we said it was going to be at the start. It's probably going to go to the wire, as they say.
Yeah, both
sets of backs on top,
really on top, and good numbers back. They're playing their lines very well. They're getting numbers back in front of danger men on both sides. I suppose the only thing you say is Jody Byrne is probably getting a little bit more value than any forward on the field there.
Probably
at the minute.
He seems to be getting a little bit more space than most of the forwards, but Mason at the same time won't let anyone in too easy for a goal.
No, but the ball into Jody has been very good as well, especially the last 5 minutes of that first half there, or that first quarter.
But both teams going man for man, so
Yeah, look at both sets of mentors having a quick chat here, so just going through the lines again. We have Graham Bush and Paul Hunt, the two managers, with Bray and Johnny Ward and Michael Roddy, the selectors, and on the sideline we've joint managers as well with Graham Keogh and Thomas Collins, and you've Ted Kennedy, Jim Bob Doyle and Joe Murphy, who's actually playing. So
loads of experience. Experienced people on both sidelines.
Yeah, so again, it's a 3-point game. That major from Jody Byrne, the difference between the teams at the minute. We'll have a puck out from Peter O'Reilly to restart this one. Carnew seem to be just changing, they seem to be changing their forwards around a little bit from time to time, but Peter O'Reilly pucks this one out, huge ball right into the Carnew half-back line. Well taken by Conor Byrne, brilliant catch by the young man there, gets the ball out as far as John Kavanagh. Kavanagh pulls on it, whips the ball in front of that danger man, Jody Byrne. Mason gets to this one first though, good play by Owen Mason, got his hurling, got out in front, he's having trouble picking it up, and Jody Byrne has pilfered the ball from, it's back in the hands of Drew Brennan. He fires it back to Wally Collins, he plants the feet, drills the ball high, but it's just gone to the right of the post and wide, and you'd have expected Michael to probably nail that one.
And he probably had another second to steady himself if he had second wide for Wally.
High puck out again. Peter Rice seems to be favouring this side of the field. It's won this time though by Tom Cash. Cash out in front, fires the ball across field, dangerous looking ball. A number of players go for the ball. Paul Murphy is first, but Liam Kenny is out in front again. Stephen Barnes on his case, gets it out to Mikey Timmins. Timmins strikes on the run, only as far as Joe Murphy though. Murphy cool and collected under this one, drills the ball underneath to stand into the hand of Nick Skelton. Skelton fires it down, but Enda Malloy is out in front of Martin Malloy this time. Malloy though does well to try and win it back. 3 Bray jerseys around him. Enda Malloy picks up the pieces at the second attempt, gets the ball out as far as his wing back, who is Michael Walsh. Again, huge intensity from both sides. A half block down from Carnew, ball underneath the stand. The clash of the ash rings out in Aughrim here, and it's Willie Collins goes back and picks up the ball and fires across field over as far as Drew Brennan, off Brennan's hand into the hand of Craig Brack. Sinnott tries to burst out with the ball. He's all sorts of tackles going in there, huge intensity again, as we said, from both teams. Gets it as far as Paul Barry eventually. Carnew just holding up the possession. There's an advantage being played. I didn't see where to be an advantage there. I think if I was any one of them players, the last thing I'd wanted is an advantage there, to be honest. To be fair to them, because there's serious intensity.
Pulling it back again.
Yeah, serious intensity there from both sets of players, but the Carnew half-forward line in particular are bottling up at the half-back line from Bray really.
They are there, and I'd say the Carnew half-back line are on top as well at the moment, Tom Cash
fancies his chances here. He's going all the way back, just outside his own 45. He's about 51 or 2 yards out. Chance for Cash.
The aid of the breeze, whatever
breeze is in it. lifts it and steps into this one. It's going to go a lot of the way, but not all the way. It'll drop into the danger area. Numbers on, brilliant catch. No, just drops it. Stephen Barnes had it in his hand, but it's gone over. It's on the ground again. Huge numbers from both sides around. Conor Byrne does really well. Picks the ball and clears his lines down along the sideline. Again, it's John Kavanagh. Kavanagh gets his touch to it. The numbers around this ball again. Good play though by John Young. Gets the ball out to Willie Collins. Collins turns and drives the ball down into the forward division. As Shane Anders reads it, gets to it first. Anders does really well. Fires the ball back up into the hands of Mikey Timmins. Timmins doesn't get it at the first attempt. If you don't get it at the first attempt here, there's normally 3 or 4 around you very quick, and that's what's happening. Mark Collins does well, gets the ball to Drew Brennan. Brilliant ball in as far as Nick Skelton. Just couldn't take it at the first attempt. Enda Malloy is on his case. He's right on the 14. He tries to go along the end line. Jody comes back out into position on the 21. Good run by Jody. Picks it up, has a look at the post, fires it high, loops it high, and it looks good. It is good. It's 1-2 to a point to Carnew. And great score there, worked score by Carnew.
Jody did well there, because when Nick was running away from the goal, there was 2 Bray backs, and Jody still created the space for himself to make the run.
Peter O'Reilly drills a long ball down the field, huge puck from him. Hurl is on it by Tom Cash, has a look. Again, Conor Byrne gets a hurl in and ball into the hands of Craig Bragg. Sinnott gives it to Tom Cash. Cash looked for a cute little pass in front of Rory Lamb, but Carnew of those avenues cut off at the minute with Mark Collins. He gets it to Timmy. Timmy flicks the ball out to Willie Collins. It's like they're at home at the table here. The ball underneath the stand in the hands of Willie Collins. He flicks another long ball down the field into Nick Skelton. Skelton out in front, but just misses this one. We have a sub coming on, I think I'm being told here. Sean McDonough warms up underneath. His Bray cleared their lines. A huge puck down the field. Timmy's back under, falls out of his hand into the hands of Rory Lamb. Lamb on the move, on the run, strikes that ball and strikes it high and over the bar. And he's a player you can't give a sniff like that.
And in fairness, it's the first realistic chance he's got there, and off his weaker side to bang over the bar. He's going to take a lot of watching.
Yeah, and half chance there. Really good score from Rory Lamb. As I said, Carnew have got numbers back in front of him, but the puck out is going to come. We have 23 and a half minutes. That's including your water break, so we've could have 8 or 9 left in this half already. Joe Murphy goes long, down on top of John Young. Young comes out, catches the ball, falls from his grasp though. Again into a huge ruck of players. Mikey Timmins is in there, John Young is in there. Carnew tried to come out with the ball, but it's really well run by Paul Barry. Again, he's gobbled up in the numbers that are out there, and there's a huge battle going on there. Hurls, legs, arms, everything, and John Kavanagh comes away with the ball, fires one down into the corner, but Shane Anders reacts first, as he has done all day, to be fair to him. Huge clearance down as far as his wing back. Craig Braxton, it seems to have recovered from a heavy knock. Blocked down though by John Kavanagh. Ball's right on the sideline. Paul Barry pulls, ball goes out over the line. It'll be a line ball to Carnew. John Young getting advice from the great Michael Rourke there underneath to put his 2 hands on the hurl. So there's always lots of advice when you're when you're out around here. Chance for John Young. Cuts the ball, goes as far as Michael Collins. John Kavanagh again shows great strength and wins the ball. Turns back onto that good hand and fires the ball down the line. Dangerous looking ball into Jody. Brilliant catch by Jody Byrne. Mason stands up, does really well. The arm is out. There could be a chance here for Carnew. Drew Brennan tears his way to the goal. Danger here for Bray. Shot from Drew Brennan. Goal from Drew Brennan. A goal from Drew Brennan. 2-2 to Carnew, 2 points to Bray. Another sucker punch for Bray there. Another well-worked goal, Tom. A brilliant finish from Drew Brennan.
Brilliant finish and John Kavanagh there did great work down here. He seemed to have half a dozen Bray lads on his back at one stage, and he still got the ball inside. But fantastic finish by Drew there. We have a Bray player down injured here.
Mikey Timmins, replaced number 26. Sean McDonough.
So Mikey Timmins is called ashore. Number 26, Sean McDonough comes in. We have a Bray player down underneath us here. I think, is it Craig Braxton again? He's certainly in the wars in this first half. He's took a heavy knock earlier. Seems to have taken another one here now.
Now Darragh O'Hannig warmed up the last time he was on the ground. So
well, he doesn't seem to be in great shape this time. Darragh O'Hannig again is warming up here underneath. So he's getting to his feet fairly gingerly here underneath. He could still be feeling some of the effects of that first bang maybe as well. So again, it's a break in play. It's a break. Carnew probably didn't want her kind of on top there, Tom, just after getting the goal. But then, as you said, might be no harm to get a bit of Bray back into their lungs. Bray are just struggling to get to the pitch of the game.
They are, yeah. Look, at Carnew are full value now at this point in the match for their lead.
Yeah, Craig Brack's in it is going off, and it's Darragh O'Hannig to come on here.
Vastly experienced former county footballer.
Yeah, he'll bring huge. Imagine he'll bring huge intensity to the game there as well. Not that had lacked it before.
He's actually been doing good work for Carnew on this wing, so it'll be interesting to see how Darragh gets on and John.
Hook goes long, right down on top of the tomb, as you just said it. But John Kavanagh wins first blood, catches the ball, gets it, pops it back as far as Mark Collins. Collins drops and clears the ball in. Great pass in as far as Nick Skelton. Skelton looks up. Oh, Jody Burns in acres of space. Chance here for Carnew again to stretch their lead. Jody settles himself, strikes the ball high and strikes it over the bar. It's 2-3 now to 2 points here.
Like, strangely enough, Jody seems to be getting acres of space. Mason seems to not to,
He's letting them out in front.
He's letting them out. He's seems to be content just to try and stop the goals, but like Carnew were after getting to it.
Again, Bray are really struggling under their own puck out as well. Tom Carnew win it again with Mark Collins, gets it as far as Nick Skelton. Skelton just off the hurl of Skelton, and Ron O'Brien comes to his defence's aid. A heavy looking hit on Ron O'Brien. Ball's fired up the line by the Bremen in as far as Rory Lamb. Again, heavy shots going in on all corners here, all in the name of the game, as Paul Murphy comes out, wins his free. A free to Carnew, a free for Paul Murphy. We've just about 28 minutes on the clock. It's 2-3 to 2 points. And you think Bray will have to find a spark somewhere, maybe just before half time. They need to get a score or two on the board here.
Yeah, they do. The Carnew half back line there are on top. Conor Byrne, Timmy and Spanks are playing really well, and like Bray have lost 3 of their own puck outs so far in this half,
Yeah, and the same, Willie is dropping back in. John Kavanagh's after catching a puck out for their puck outs. Carnew are sitting deep and they're reaping the rewards there at the minute. So Joe Murphy will take this one. He's just inside his own 65, fancies his chances. No, he doesn't. He tries to fire one down in front of Martin Malloy, but it's Enda Malloy comes out with this one. The break cornerback read it well and clears his lines. He doesn't clear his lines because he's not late. It's a line ball, and it's a line ball to Carnew, according to Mick Owens. Mick had a good long view of that one there.
Well, you have the whole line to watch it, really.
Martin Malloy takes the ball, he fires it across the D there. Darragh O'Hannig, first interaction in the game, gets it as far as Shane Anders. Anders fires the ball down. It's gone past Conor Byrne and Tom Cash, but how in front is Cian O'Byrne. Again, Carnew numbers there, huge numbers. Ball is fired in, but that man, Willie Collins, had dropped back in to the danger area. He gets it as far as Timmy. Timmy is tackled by Andrew Conway. Timmy solos out with the ball. A little no-look hand pass, they call it, but it's not lucky because it's gone into the hands of Sean McDonough, the sub just in for Bray. He gets the ball, he tries to link up with Darragh O'Hannig. O'Hannig tries to pull on it. John Young is all over his case. Huge intensity from both sets, as we said, but Carnew are winning on the intensity end of it at the minute. Hurl on it there from Timmy Collins, but drops in as far as Mark Collins. He goes back to try and pick up the pieces. Liam Kenny is there, Rory Lamb is there. The ball is on the ground, both sets of players trying to dig it out. There's a huge ruck developing over it now. There's only one way to solve that. It'll be a throw-in. A throw-in for referee Kieran Goff, who was doing a great job on this game. He's really letting things go. It's probably not the easiest game in the world with all the rucks and the intensity, but he's letting them on with it, and there's, I suppose, nothing else he can do. Ball is back into the hands of Conor Byrne again. He clears his lines, but it's only gone out over the sideline down at this end of the field. Ron O'Brien is eager to take it quickly, but Carnew have pushed up. We're into the 30th minute, we're into water break time here, however long it'll be played. 4 minutes, yeah, a couple of injuries there, so we've 4 minutes of injury time. So we've about 4.5 minutes by my reckoning here still in this half, and ball only goes as far as Mikey Collins, though. It's cut out again. Sean McDonough gets the ball, drills it long, looks for Rory Lamb. Paul Murphy, Rory Lamb having quite the battle there, but the ball has gone out half. Quite a battle between them.
To get a score before half time, isn't it?
You'd imagine so. 2-3 to 2 points. Those 2 goals look like goals are always good, but they look like 2 major scores in this, especially with Bray only on the 2 point mark.
2 points and 1 wide. So like the Carnew backs and midfield in particular, like to limit Bray to 3 shots at the goal has been fantastic work. With the wind as well.
With the wind as well, as we've just been informed here from our stats man. Line ball to be taken by Timmy Collins. Timmy just taking his time over this one, gets a good cut, goes down the line. It's gone out over the line though, down at the right at the centre dugout here. So it'll be a line ball to Bray. Carnew just probably happy enough to navigate their way to half time here now at the score as it stands.
You can get a breather, you know. The older lads they'll use every bit of experience to have, you know. But it's certainly not a game that you're going to earn every single puck of a ball you get out there today.
Yeah, certainly would. As I said, I'd rather be looking at it and be in the middle of it. But Darragh Hannig is on the ball again. Huge numbers around from both sides. But it's that man, Kieran McKay, comes out with the ball, flicks it as far as Tom Cash. Cash again is swarmed by Carnew jerseys. Huge intensity, huge numbers around the ball. But Cash does really well. Solos away. Oh, lovely little flick over the head of Mikey Collins. Score here would be a huge score. It is a huge score. Oh, what a score by Tom Cash. Just when Bray needed someone to stand up with a little bit of magic, Tom Cash stands up, and a wonderful score there, Thomas.
Yeah, fantastic piece of skill there by Tom, you know. Probably the best point of the match anyway.
2-3 to 3 points. It's a 6-point game here in Aughrim in the Lightning Protection Intermediate Hurling Final. Joe Murphy just taking his time over this puck out, sizing up his options, comes to the centre of the goal and goes long down the field, right underneath the stand. It didn't go as far this one though, it just breaks on the 65. Again, Carnew have numbers there. Paul Murphy pulls on this one, Enda Malai, the other number 2 was over there. Murphy gets a hurl and it's out over the sideline, and it'll be a line ball to no one, seemingly. No, it's a line ball to, it's a throw ball, the referee says now. Whatever took place there, I didn't see what happened there.
And not one player arguing the point that it should be there, right ball.
So it's Ronan O'Brien picks up the pieces, drills the ball in. Liam Kenny gets a touch. Oh, lovely touch back as far as Rory Lamb. Danger here for Carnew. Lamb bears down a goal. Goal for Bray. Just what Bray needed right on the stroke of half time. It didn't look like there was much coming from it, Tom, but ball inside. A lovely touch from Liam Kenny into the path of Rory Lamb, and he didn't miss from there.
Yeah, and Rory, look at he's got 2 chances in the match and he's won 1 behind his name. So like, he is capable of being a match winner here.
Yeah, whereas just as we get up to the 4th minute of injury time, where a long ball again is on top of John Kavanagh. The tails are up for Bray now on the stroke of half time. Conor Byrne fires the ball down, looking for Jody Byrne. Looked like a pull from behind there. Play away, he got the ball. He was probably lucky he got the ball.
Anyway, yeah.
Probably lucky he did, but he got it. And Tom Cash gets this one. Bray looking for another score before half time. Dangerous ball in. Brilliant take by Stephen Barnes in on the edge of the square. Looked like he was fouled. There's all sorts of pressure there. And he clears his lines really well, but just goes over the head of Willie Collins into the hands of Kieran McKay. Collins recovers, does enough, but McKay recovers and wins the ball back.
Strong.
Chance here for McKay. Puck from McKay, it's high and it's gone over the bar, and a late burst in this one. It looked like Bray were almost out for the count, but a late burst before half time, and all of a sudden this one is a 2-point game, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely, and Bray are going in now with the tails up, you know, like Kieran McKay showed fantastic physical strength there to hold off Willie and get his shot away.
Puck out from Murphy again, long ball down the field, dangerous looking ball, a hurl in, again it's Willie Collins, tries to pick it up. Mark Collins is there helping him again. Bray now have their tails up and get huge numbers around the ball, making life difficult for these lads, and it's another ruck. Carnew tried to win, Timmy pulls on the ball, gets it out a small bit away. Looked like a late pull there on Mark Collins. It was a late pull, and it's Paul Barry I think is going to be in a little bit of bother here. Maybe he's going to be asked for his autograph here, I think. So it was one of those, I suppose, with the amount of rucks that are in the game, someone was going to pull at some stage, I suppose. You know, I'm surprised that has lasted till now.
Yeah. No, he's, in fairness, Kieran Goff, he's not going to wear out too many pencils today.
He's not, and Craig Brack-Sinna has on it, was obviously a blood sub for Darragh Hannig. Craig Brack-Sinna is back in the game here, so...
Actually, O'Hannig was doing well for the few minutes he was
he had done well enough. As you said, he took the sting out of this side of the field. Carnew were winning a lot of ball on this side of the field, and he had took the sting out of it. So, you know,
this is Joe Murphy territory, is it?
He's stepping out and having a look at this one anyway. It's right on his own 65. On his own 66 now. He's after stealing the yard there. So, Mick Owens not letting him away with it. The eagle eye of Mick Owens there has called him back, and now Joe has put it back down in the same place. So there's a battle of wits going on there between the two. Murphy will step up to this one. Strikes it long, huge puck from Murphy. Looks to be going to the right of the post, though. It's not going to go dead. Drew Brennan keeps it in play, gets it back as far as Michael Collins. Collins pops the ball back out to Martin Malloy. Malloy has a look at the post. Carnew needed a score. Their captain comes up with a score. Brilliant score by Malloy just when they needed it. It's 2-4 to 1-4 here. We're well into injury time here now. I'd say that's the half-time whistle. It is the half-time whistle. What looked to be a fairly straightforward routine game for Carnew changed in a matter of about 2 minutes there, Tom. You know, there were 7 points to the good, and all of a sudden it was back to 2, but they've stretched it back to 3 there with a little burst. Bray getting into the game, you know, right on the stroke of half time there, and was much needed from Bray, in fairness.
It was. We just said that they needed a score, and they replied with 1-1 there in a 2-minute spell. But that point by Martin Malloy, badly needed for Carnew, just to take the edge off of that Bray comeback there, and like it was 9 minutes since Carnew had scored.
Yeah, so that tells it hail in itself. But look, we'll be back with the second half to you shortly. There's a cracking game after it's taking place here, so don't miss it. It's Carnew 2-4, Bray 1-4 in the Lightning Protection Ireland Intermediate Hurling Final. We'll talk to you in a few minutes.
On. Thanks a million for taking a few minutes out on what's going to be a busy weekend for you, I'm sure. We were going through a few things during the week, and we said we'd bring the referees in on this as well, because a huge day for yourselves. You know, I suppose firstly, what does it mean to yourself to be in the position to referee the Intermediate Hurling Final on Sunday?
Oh, I suppose, Emmett, it's a great honour, to be honest with you. I ref the last year's junior hurling final, so to get an intermediate hurling final this year is a sign of progress, I suppose, for one thing, and number two, it's I suppose it's a combination of a bit of work over the last couple of years, and a lot of mentoring from a few lads like John Keenan and Kieran Manley and Eddie Leonard, Kieran Kenny as well, like, you know, lads that have I suppose helped me become a better ref over time, I suppose, since I started a couple of years ago. And I suppose it's an opportunity to hopefully prove I'm worthy of being there, you know.
Yeah, and I suppose, like all good sportsmen in the build up to a big match, it's nice to get a good test. And last weekend, a great semi-final and a great job from yourself. Like, it must have been nice, a good preparation coming into tomorrow.
It was, for sure, and I was unexpected to a certain extent. I was originally standby until Liam Keenan injured himself in a football match, so I was thrust into that one, as they say. But like, it was definitely it was a great opportunity, and yeah, like, I think it went really well. Semi-final of a championship is a serious place to be, and I certainly think I did it justice anyway. I'm sure there's a few dissenting voices out there too now, mind you, but look, you know yourself, when you're in knockout championship, there can only be one winner, and generally those that aren't on the right side of it will find fault with everybody, you know.
Yeah, as the wise man once said, you know, no matter what way you blow the whistle, half the people think you're wrong.
15 lads think you're wrong, and sometimes 30 lads think you're wrong. That's when you know you're really wrong.
Look, but I suppose, as you said, from the junior last year up to the intermediate, your no-nonsense approach to matches. You know, I've seen a good few matches you've done. I'd like to be a player playing under you, to be honest. You have a no-nonsense approach. Like, the game, you let the game go. It's a free, and that's it. And you know, go as a referee as well. You know, you'll have your umpires now with you. Like, it's not just turning up on the day. You know, there's a lot goes into the background of this.
I don't, definitely not. And like, there's a good team of umpires in the day, actually. It's Mick Burns and Eamon Hughes and Kieran Gaskin and Kieran Manley. So like, you've got a couple of referees in there, and some real good hurling men as well that understand the game. Like, it's really important to have those guys around you. And then you've got linesmen there, Mick Owens and Paul Gann, and Dara Byrne is doing fourth official, I think. So like, there's a good team of officials, and that's what it is in the day. In fairness, like, it never comes down to one man in the middle, especially in those sort of games. Like, there's a team of guys involved throughout, and you know, you have to have lads there that you can trust. You know, because ultimately the decision falls back to the referee. But if he doesn't have the support of those guys around him, he's in, it can be a lonely place if you're left on your own out there, that is for sure.
I'm sure it can. But as I said, look, we'll wish you the very, very best of luck on Sunday. Thanks a million for taking your time out to be with us there today. It means a lot. And it's a big help to us to have your cooperation as well. So again, the very best of luck on Sunday, and thank you.
Thanks a million, Emmett. Look, I'm just hoping for a good, hard, fair game of hurling, and that we can let it go. And it's a good spectacle for everybody and enjoyment for everybody that's involved in it and watching it.
It's a long drive to Croker from here. In ways even longer for the fans. The effort, I can tell you, it's worth it. Even today, I can still hear it. The roar of the hill. It's gonna be something else.
You're all very welcome back here to Aughrim for the second half of this Lightning Protection Ireland Intermediate Hurling Final. Cracking game has developed here. It was all very tight and trappy. Carnew looked like they were going to be going back across the gap with the cup at two. It was 2-3 to 2 points, and a huge burst there from Bray just before half time. Thomas blew this game wide open. It's now a 3-point game. 2-4 to 1-4. Still a very hard game to call here.
It is, and I'd say we're in for more of what we had in the first half. You know, both teams, they are fairly evenly matched, to be fair, and they're going man for man. And look, it's going to be a great second half.
Couple of changes there, Karen. You have Paul Nolan in number 24. We'll see who's gone on. Darragh Hannig is now on for Craig Bragg-Sinnott. Craig Bragg-Sinnott had a fairly tough first half. He took a couple of heavy knocks. He's gone off. John Young has gone back on Rory Lamb by the looks of things. So Paul Murphy looks to have made way. It's Paul Murphy, yeah. So number 24, Paul Nolan, is in midfield.
Paul has been doing fairly well there, but it just goes to show you they're worried about Rory Lamb. Like, he got 2 pucks at the ball and he got 1-1.
Yeah, and look, that's not Paul Murphy's fault. I just think Rory Lamb is a really good player. Really good players do that, you know. I mean, they're able to be out of a game for a huge amount of time, and all of a sudden, you know, they have you on the back foot.
Forward has to be patient, like, and he will get the chances.
You would know that, Tom. Sure, you were a good forward yourself.
Yeah, and I was extremely patient.
You're still waiting.
Still waiting for the scores.
So I didn't try to line you up for that.
No, I know that, yeah.
It just happened. So we're waiting on Kieran Goff to restart this one here. Number 8 seems to be...
That's a bit strange.
It's strange not to come now after half time. He just didn't seem to be himself there for a minute, but the ball is in, the game is on, and it breaks out as far as the wing forward Sean McDonough came on that first half. Mark Collins gets down, wins the ball and comes away with again huge numbers around Collins. 4 or 5 Bray jerseys around him. He gets the ball as far as Nick Skelton. Skelton is out in front. Ron O'Brien goes to ground just off camera, or maybe it was on camera, I don't know, but Jody O'Byrne comes out, wins that first ball, gets it as far as Michael Collins. Collins strikes the ball, it's not going to make it, it's going to be dangerous, it's going to hop in front of the keeper. Peter O'Reilly does really well, sidesteps out and clears a long clearance.
Dealt with it well.
Dealt with it really well. It was just hopping on that little bit of astroturf there. Sometimes the bounce can be different. Timmy Collins underneath this ball gets as far as Paul Nolan, a heavy hit on Kieran McKay there, and it's a free for that hit. Looked like a free from here, to be honest. It looked slightly frontal, and Kieran McKay has gone to ground, and it'll be a free into Bray. Tom Cash will find
battle there in the middle of the field between, you know, Kieran McKay, Willie Collins, that whole area there.
a savage intensity in there for these lads, you know. And there's just look, you know, we were not going to keep harping on it. Some of these lads are not that young. They're great. They're in great physical shape on both sides, to be fair, to keep the hope.
Yeah, and if they can keep this intensity up to the end, we're going to have a fantastic second half.
Tom Cash just waits as Kieran McKay gets a little bit of attention. He gingerly tries to get to his feet. Tom Cash is not happy with the ball. He wants a different one. Mick Owens is having none of it. Is he? No. So it'll be a free right on the 65 to Tom Cash. Mick Owens is bringing the ball back into him. No, he's decided against it. But we've a new ball in.
It's like Wimbledon.
That's like Wimbledon is right. Tom Cash. Right on the 65 here. Just outside the 65. He'll line this one up, should be well within his range. A good free taker, good striker of the ball. Again, that wind seems to have died somewhat. The flags are fairly limp down there. It's a good strike, it's high, and it's straight over the blue spot in the middle of the bar there. It's a 2-point game here again. 2-4 to 1-5 now as Bray get the first score of the second half. And as I said, their little burst before half time had blown the game wide open, but that one now really puts it in the melting pot.
This is back to a one-score, within a score game now.
Puck out's taken, it drops as far as Paul Nolan. Nolan gets the ball, fires it up as far as Jody Byrne. Byrne out in front of Owen Mason. Huge battle between the two of them. Byrne gets the ball, turns in around, takes a heavy shoulder from Ron O'Brien, pops a pass inside. Nick Skelton is in the danger area. Peter O'Reilly comes out, does really well, clears the ball long down the field. Huge puck from him. Underneath that one is Timmy Collins, bats the ball away. Paul Nolan reacts first to a one-handed swing there, twice from the Bray man. Nolan picks up the ball and does well enough. Fires a diagonal ball across the field. Dangerous looking ball in. Hurl on it there from Shane Anders, breaks out as far as the wing back, who was Michael Walsh. Drew Brennan gets to it first, though, gets it in as far as Jody Byrne. Byrne is all over every corner of the field at the minute, gets it to Nick Skelton, back out as far as John Kavanagh. Kavanagh fires a high ball, dangerous looking ball in, right under the crossbar, brilliantly dealt with by Peter O'Reilly. Great take from the Bray keeper, who fires the ball long down the field, out to his midfielder Paul Barry. But again, Paul Nolan, he's been on a lot of ball already in this game. He's going to have to strike this off on the run. He does strike it on the run, it's gone to the right post and wide, but Paul Nolan has bombed into that game in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and like Paul was hurling well with the senior team there in the league earlier on this year, and there was talks of him being on the senior team, and he got an injury at the wrong time for himself, and he's only been back a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but as we said, the intensity that's around that middle third, he's a big unit. He's well suited to. Ball breaks. Legs. Mark Collins gets his hurl to it, picks it up at the second attempt. Again, there's 2 or 3 Bray men around him. Again, the ball is flicked off his hurl into the hands of Tom Cash. Cash gets this one, drills a long, speculative looking shot. It's great score from Tom Cash. Huge score from the number 11 there. Brilliant play, and it's a 1-point game here now. And I'd be a little bit worried, Tom. I think there's some of the Carnew legs are flagging a little bit at this stage.
And it's early in the second half for that to be the case, you know. So, look it's going to go right to the wire.
Again, Paul Barry is down receiving. He looked a little bit ropey just before the throw in there.
No, yeah, that was the chap at the start. Did he get a bang earlier? That's all.
He doesn't seem to be.
He wasn't comfortable in the throw.
Just before the throw-in, no, and he doesn't look great coming after. We hope he's all right. So
21 Jamie Ryan.
21 Jamie Ryan is in for number 8 Paul Berry. I hope he looks a little bit ropey going after. He must have got a bang in that first half. So
On the team, Emma Gray, number 8, Paul Barry, replace number 21, James Ryan.
Joe Murphy will take this puck out. 2-4 to 1-6. Game in the melting pot in this final here in Aughrim. Huge puck from Murphy down the field. Paul Nolan's under it. Hops out of his hand. Ball breaks to the ground. Sean McDonough's there. There's numbers from both sides there. Michael Walsh is on the scene. Martin Malloy is on the scene. A ball breaks out. Michael Collins does really well. Gets it as far as Nick Skelton. Skelton needs help. Gets help in the form of Mark Collins. Collins has a look up. Fires a long, dangerous looking ball in, but right down the neck of Owen Mason. Mason puts up the hand. Takes the ball. Gets it to Darragh O'Hannig. O'Hannig catches it at the second, then blocked down by John Kavanagh. Kavanagh does really well. Jody Burns in space inside him. I'm sure he hearing him call for it. He does call for it. He does get it. He picks it up. Chance for Jody. Brilliant block down by that man Shane Anders again. Ball right on the sideline. It's a line ball. It'll be a line ball to Carnew, I'd say, from the block down. With a chance there for Jody. A great block down. It's hell for leather still.
Yeah, look at both sets of backs are working extremely hard there.
We've a hurl going in for one of the Bray backs here. Drew Brennan will take this live ball. He's just right on the 21 on the far side of the field there on that scoreboard side. As we said, the wind seems to have dropped here for what was in it. Takes it quick, flicks it back out as far as Willie Collins. Collins steps inside his man, throws the ball back out as far as Drew Brennan. Brennan right on the sideline. Tough angle. He tried for a shot there, but might have been better to fire one across the 21 maybe. It's gone to the right of the post, it's gone wide, and it'll be a puck out from Peter O'Reilly here. 6.5 minutes into this first half. There's only a point in this one. Bray have stormed back into the game.
And both sets of management now, there's no one panicking or,
Trust in their squads, I suppose. And
very relaxed on the side.
it's Andrew Conway is underneath this one. Again, huge pressure from the Carnew man. Nick Skelton in particular. Willie Collins goes down. Willie Collins wins. He's free.
Yeah, a bit of cleverness there.
A bit of cleverness. He bought a free, as the fella says. He needed. Joe Murphy is going to come all the way out and take this one.
Nick Owens has kicked the ball back and Joe will bring it forward.
It's kind of a battle of wits between the two of them there at the minute. So Timmy hands the ball over to Joe Murphy. Murphy sizes up his options here. Forwards are well spread out inside. They'll be looking for find a bit of space. Ron O'Brien has just dropped back in at the top of the D there.
I'd say she's going straight for the goal mouth, I'd say, at least.
And you're a good call there. A huge puck, dangerous ball right to the top of the square. Ball breaks down. Ron O'Brien takes it. Brilliantly taken by O'Brien. Clears his lines, a big puck down on top of Sean McDonough. McDonough gets his hurl to it. Mark Collins reacts first, but Kieran McKay nips in, and Andrew Conway is on the run here. Timmy Collins is after him. McKay though has kept his run going. He looks dangerous. He's at the top of the D. Chance for McKay. Fires the ball high and fires it over the bar. Bray, Bray have just started running at the Carnew backs there, and they've opened it up. It's a level game now here in Aughrim. Level game. We've 8 minutes into the second half, and you can't take your eyes off this one for a minute. Joe Murphy, huge puck from Murphy again, right down into the half hour, and 3 Carnew men under. Bray now winning all the breaks around that middle third. The Carnew were doing well in the first half. Sean McDonough lashes the ball, dangerous looking ball in, but Stephen Barnes comes out, ball breaks off Barnes. John Young gets over. Marshall and Rory Lamb now put in on the danger man, gets to the ball again. There's numbers around it from both sides there. John Young picks up the ball, tries to burst out, gets the ball back as far as Cormac Redmond. Good play by the backs there to work the danger, snuff out the danger and get their clearance in. Michael Collins fires the ball up the line, but again there's a hurl on it. Again it's that man Shane Anders. Anders gets to the middle of the field, half blocked down there, but he gets the ball in as far as that man Rory Lamb. Lamb twists and turns, danger here. Lamb takes off at the ball. Timmy Collins tries to stop him. John Young tries to stop him. He's won, he's free, he's got his advantage, but he's got some score. Oh no, it's gone to the left and wide. It's a free though. I thought that was over the bar for a minute. It would have been some score, but it's a free. It's an advantage. He was being fouled.
3 backs on him and he still got the shot away, We've 2 changes looks on the Carnew side here.
Yeah, we have John Gregan and
Cormac Doyle.
Cormac Doyle coming in. Doyle came into great effect in the match a couple of weeks ago, scoring 2 goals, so there's huge danger there. Martin Malloy and Drew Brennan are coming off.
So Mop will go in around the square, I'd say.
In around the danger area.
First one is Johannes
Probably what Carnew need to do now. Bray have had the...
Yeah, just Bray are starting to win around the middle third, and they're starting to probably run at Carnew a little bit, and there's a lot of lads in there that probably don't need that too bad. As Tom Cash fires the ball high and fires it over the bar and fires Bray into the lead for the first time in the game.
Yeah, and Carnew need to win this puck out now. They've lost their last 4 puck outs. Bray have came away with the breaks.
Joe Murphy will take this one. Pucked out again, right down the middle of the field. Paul Nolan goes past Nolan though into the hands of Darragh O'Hannig. O'Hannig does really well. Gets the ball out as far as Jamie Ryan. Ryan loses it though, and Paul Nolan picks up the pieces. Drills a dangerous looking ball in as far as Cormac Doyle. Doyle goes for it, but hops off his hurl. Ronan O'Brien goes back and picks up the pieces and slams a little pass out as far as Enda Malloy. Malloy clears his lines. Huge puck down the field there. Numbers back under it from Carnew, but Tom Cash does enough to get the ball. He's blown for a pick up. It looked like it was hopping.
Yeah,
it's a harsh one enough on him, I think.
I think it looked a bit harsh from here.
And to be honest now, the way this game has went for the first 40 minutes, he was a brave man to put his hand down there anyway. He nearly deserved the rub of the green. It'll be a free to Carnew. Joe Murphy's not coming out for this one. Michael Collins is coming back to his own 65 here to take this one.
Yeah, he might have the range.
I think the scoreboard could be wrong here, lads. I think it's 1-8 to 2-4. Yeah, the scoreboard in Aughrim is wrong, so they didn't register it yet. Michael Collins will take this one. Yeah. Steps into it, huge puck, dangerous looking ball. It's going to fall in around the danger area. Owen Mason puts up the hand, catches the ball, bursts out with it, gets the ball as far as Enda Malloy. Malloy plants the feet and clears his lines. Brilliant puck, huge clearance, relieving clearance down on top of Tom Cash. Cash though, ball off his hand, ball breaks to Mark Collins. Looked like his hurl was being held. Play on as the ball is into the hands of Michael Collins. Collins from the sideline, huge puck from Collins. Brilliant puck from Collins, high and over the bar. Mark Collins got the ball out to Michael Collins there. Brilliant play, and it's high and it's over the bar, and we're back level here in Aughrim. 11 minutes into the second half. That's Carnew's first score in the second half.
Some fantastic points being scored though in it.
There is indeed.
Correct. It should read Carnew 2-5 and then Bray 1-8.
So it's a level game here, 2-5 to 1-8. Ball is poked out quick from Peter O'Reilly. Down as far as Andrew Conway. He fires a ball down with Timmy Collins, the only man home, and he switches the play over to this side of the field. Long ball, Nick Skelton tries to get a hurl on it. Ball breaks off his hurl. Mason one-handed gets the ball away from the danger man, Jody Byrne. Willie Collins goes for this one. Again, it's broken play, but again, it's Nick Skelton picks up the pieces. Ronan O'Brien shoulders into him. Ball's out as far as John Gregan. Gregan is blocked down. It's now Bray who are putting huge pressure on the half-hour line for Carnew. It's a clearance from Ronan O'Brien, trickles down along the line, it goes out over the line, and
yeah, Bray worked hard there. 3 men got around John there. John probably only after being introduced, probably wasn't at the pitch of the
game. It's hard to get to the pitch of that. We have Michael Collins down, helmet off after taking a bit of a knock. So
yeah, great point there a few seconds ago from
Michael, huge score from Michael. Yeah, he has that in his locker, to be fair.
He does.
As Michael receives attention here, Jim Bob Doyle is back prowling the sideline here, and he's having quite an intense chat there with Kieran Goff.
Yeah.
And from the body language, I can think Kieran is sort of telling him to go away. By the looks of things.
It'd be interesting. Maybe we'll find out later what was on Jim Bob's mind.
I'm sure we will. 13 and a half minutes gone here. Line ball to Carnew right in the middle of the field underneath the press box.
Don't like this yellow ball.
No, the yellow ball has been.
Keep it to the chaps, that's what you're saying.
Yeah. There's a yellow ball and it's after being thrown out to Martin Coleman has thrown it out to the chaps there at the wire, so thinking of the future. Line ball cut off the hurl of Sean McDonough. John Gregan is there, Michael Walsh is there, huge number of bodies. Someone gets a kick at John Gregan, tries to pick up the ball, he's on the ground, it's right underneath us here. Again, huge intensity, huge battle going on this. Mark Collins picks up the ball. Mark Collins wins his free to the jubilant roars of the Carnew crowd underneath us. It's real tight one here. The next few minutes are going to shape this game, Tom.
Yeah, well, look at if Carnew can put this over the bar, that will be really what you'd call a lifting score, because that was a ruck that seemed to be going to last for minutes.
Yeah, and as I said before, it'd be the last thing you'd want would be a ruck lasting for that long there now. 14 and a half minutes on the clock. We're nearing the second water break here. We've a level game.
Yeah, Mark using all his experience there just to get an extra breather.
Yeah, and look, badly needed for a lot of the lads around him on both sides, to be fair, because, you know, we keep alluding to it, but this is a huge effort physically on both sides, you know. You know, sometimes the intermediate hurling can kind of get a bit of a, you know, sure, it's intermediate, but there's nothing being lacked here, I'll tell you.
No. And in fairness, Kieran Goff is doing a good job.
Doing a great job on it.
12 frees in the whole match so far.
So, and I suppose, to be fair to Kieran, it's a sign of both teams wanting to play as well. You know, with the amount of rucks that's in the game, for they're all going for the ball.
Both teams are getting on with it, in fairness. Yeah.
So Willie Collins about a yard in from the sideline on the 65 underneath is here, or Michael Collins, sorry. That many Collins is here.
Sort of same territory. He put the one over just a few minutes ago.
From play, yeah. So he'll line his radar up.
Getting ready.
Mikey takes this one, hits it a go, but it's not going to go though, it's drifting away. Brilliant catch by Cormac Doyle in there. Tried to feed the ball out to Jody Byrne, just didn't get a great block down by the backs in there. Good work again by Bray. It's back in the hands of Shane Anders. Anders clears a huge puck, long relieving clearance from him down the field into the hands of Willie Collins. Collins twists and turns underneath the stand, wins his free. Bit of cuteness again, wins another free there, to be fair. And
Willie has put in a good shift there today.
He has, in fairness to him. He has put in a huge shift around the middle. As I said, not an easy place to be. So, game just gone a little bit, a few bits and pieces, starts there. It's gone a little bit dead, but you know.
So for Bray here, Joe Phelan.
Joe Phelan is about to enter the fray. So, the free will be for Michael Collins. He's a yard in from the far sideline, straight across from where he took the last one almost. Gets this one. Seemed to be a good connection on this, but players are watching it, gone to the right of the post and wide, and a chance gone a big.
Costly misses now.
Chance gone a begging there. Carnew the last two attacks and no score. There's a sub in. It's Joe Phelan enters the field.
Number 15,
And Liam.
Okay. Number 24, Joe Phelan.
So Keane O'Byrne goes off, and number 24 Joe Phelan comes in for this Bray outfit.
That pair was taken off his helmet. Must have thought he was coming off. Was that it?
And the poke out from Peter O'Reilly. Goes short, Tone Mason. Whatever's going on, Carnew have dropped someone back out, but Mason goes down the field. Michael Collins just threw his grabs into the hands of Tom Cash. Cash tries to get rid of the ball again. Huge numbers of Carnew around it. Now there's huge numbers from both sides. A ruckus forming there in the middle of the field. All eyes on the ball though, to be fair. John Kavanagh tries to kick it away. Andrew Conway is in there for Bray. Again, he goes a second by head run. O'Brien tries to pick it up. Darrow Hannig tries to pick it up. The ball is still there. It hasn't moved far. Again, it's energy sapping stuff around the middle third here. And it's still on the ground. Someone has tried to pick it up, but it comes away with this Jamie Ryan, the sub just in. He is tackled by Conor Byrne. Ryan gets it at the second attempt, does really well. One-handed, gets the ball away and into Rory Lamb. Lamb though is tackled by John Young. Good play by Young, comes away with that ball. He's shouldered by Andrew Conway. Carnew cry for a free. There's no free. Blocked down again. It's huge intensity on both sides. Paul Nolan picks up the pieces, has a look up and fires a long ball down as far as Nick Skelton. Skelton takes the ball first time in the hand, in as far as Cormac Doyle. Doyle turns his man. Brilliant turn by Doyle. Can he finish? Shot from Doyle. Saved by Peter Doyle. Doyle at the second attempt. Brilliant play by the Braybacks to get back in numbers. Jody Byrne tries to pick up the ball. All hell breaks loose in Aughrim here because both sides are going hell for leather in this one. Out as far as John Gregan. Gregan on his own should register a score, but Stetson, it's gone to the right of post and wide, and again last three attacks, no score for Carnew.
No score, two frees, and really like Cormac, I suppose he probably was bearing down and he had one thing on his mind, but there was a little hand pass there inside to Jody if he'd was on, or maybe now looking back you could say he could have took his point, you know, because that would have been a huge score after what was 4 wides actually for Carnew in a row. So.
Yeah, so on like nearly 19 minutes in that first period there, so we have a huge mountain to climb from a Carnew point of view. Bray have battled their way back into this one though, and I think, you know, as we said, benches are going to have a huge impact here. Bray had to use a couple of lads early as well, which probably won't help him.
Look this is going to be a huge quarter now.
Carnew have tried valiantly there. They brought in Cormac Doyle, as we said, a chance for him there right on the stroke of the water break. And, you know, we have Michael Walsh down, looks to be getting treated for a bit of cramp up there. Like, there's going to be lads dropping like flies in this last 15 minutes because of the effort they put in.
Yeah, and Bray won that quarter 4 points to 1. Like, so those last few wides there for Carnew have been extremely, and no wides for Bray, have been extremely costly, you know.
Yeah, so, you know, Carnew, and, you know, you can talk about it, is a little bit of tiredness, a little bit of fatigue kicking in, you know. You tend to make the right decisions when you're at your freshest, you know, and that's,
I know, and
it might be just a little bit, but look, again, you said 4 points to 1 to Bray, and that, you know, the entry fee itself is worth John Young and Rory Lamb down there. Brilliant battle between two great young men. You know, the future of Wicklow hurling, obviously the two of them, and they're having a right ding-dong battle in there. And I think probably Carnew having to put John back there has taken a little bit of the impetus out of their middle third as well.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Like both John and Rory, when they get the ball, the crowd lifts, don't it?
Yeah, you can hear it. There's an excitement there, so we're ready to rock and roll again. It's a poke out from Peter O'Reilly. It's 2-5 to 1-8 here in Aughrim in this Lightning Protection Ireland Intermediate Hurling Final. A huge poke down the field again. Mark Collins, first to react, fires the ball in to the danger area. That man is out in front again. It's Cormac Doyle. He turns his man. He's away from his man, is he? No, he doesn't get the second attempt. He's won his free in, and he is causing problems for these Braybacks at the minute. He has that bit of pace to him.
Yeah, he has, and like he got 2 goals in the previous game. Was it against the Rocks? No,
Glenealy.
Glenealy, yeah, 2 fantastic
a game
goals,
he only won by a point, like, you know, he came on as well and got 2 goals, so he has perfected the super sub role.
He's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, well, he definitely, anyone that knows Cormac will know he is a crowd pleaser, to be fair. Hopefully he can please the Carnew crowd once more. Michael Collins steps into this one, drills it high and goes to the left of the post and wide, and you'd have put your house on that one. I couldn't. It looked. I can't say what it looked because I kind of missed. I don't know what.
It doesn't matter what way it looked. It's not being registered.
That's it. So Sid Hunt is about to come on here.
Are they questioning?
Mick Owens is having a chat into his earpiece.
Is it about the point?
I think it is.
Mick Owens thinks it was a point.
The ref is right behind it.
Yeah. So look, he's the man that we go with. Michael Walsh has gone off. Sid Hunt is in for Michael Walsh there. So another change for Bray, another fresh set of legs. Rory Lamb deep down in his own half there, took the puck out, got the ball as far as Darrow Hannig. He whips one down the sideline, but it's only gone out over the sideline. Tangle.
5 points for Bray as well.
Tangle over there on the far side now. So our linesman has come in and sorted out the whole thing there. Yeah, it's Rory Lamb has gone back up the field. I was just wondering there, it's a strange time of the game to be bringing him back around your half-back line when he saw dangerous inside. So he said we've about 21 minutes gone here. He's given a free. He's given a free. I think Rory Lamb's hurl was taken from his grasp there, and Owen Mason is going to take this one. He's 45 yards out from his own goal. Bray now shooting into the town goal, slight breeze into their face, long puck from Mason right down into the top of the D. Paul Nolan goes for this, ball breaks down, 2-3 Bray men around it. One of them is Kieran McKay. McKay does really well, strikes the ball high, it looks good, it looks really good.
Third point of the day for Kieran McKay.
Third point of the day from the middle of the field, and when your team is scoring 1-9, that's a huge contribution. It's 1-9 to 2-5 Bray lead here in Aughrim. A huge comeback from the Bray men to say they were 7 points down in this game, and a long puck down the field again from Joe Murphy. Ball breaks in as far as Paul Nolan. Nolan flicks a little ball, a good ball up along the line, but Ronan O'Brien is first to react. 2 Carnew men there look to go off the hurl of Ronan O'Brien. No, he says it's off Carnew hurl, Mick Owen says. And it's a line ball that will be taken by Ronan O'Brien. He's going to line this one up. Ronan cuts it low down along the line into Rory Lamb. John Young is on his case again. Huge battle between the two again. It's a broken play. Loose pull there by Mikey Collins. Again, the ball is in the crowd though, and John Young comes away with that ball. He's surely fouled. He is fouled. Brilliant play by John Young again. Right underneath. Wins Carnew a free in a scoreable area. They're calling
up Joe Murphy.
Yeah, he's calling Joe in to strike this one, so Murphy makes the long trot from the goal. He's right into Bray's half here. Murphy now, he's just 2 or 3 yards in from the sideline. He's about 63 or 4 yards out here. A chance for Murphy to level this game. Carnew badly in need of a score here. He bends and lifts, strikes the ball, looks to be a good strike. Is it going to the right of the post? It's gone to the right of the post, and it's gone over the bar. It looked to be gone to the right of the post. It's over the bar here. A huge score from Murphy. It's
we have a deceptive view here.
well, that's 2 balls now. I couldn't make head or tail of there, but look, it's as you said, Doc, it's registered, and that's all that matters. Bray didn't argue the point. The ball is back in the middle of the field, back in the melting pot. Level game in Aughrim, 2-6 to 1-9. Mark Collins tries to get his puck away. Andrew Conway flicks the ball away from Mick Owens. Is telling lads
he had flagged it the wrong way, I think. He was just being told he had.
I don't think he took kindly to the manner in which he was being told. There's a line ball Nick Skelton will take. Huge number of players in front of it. Skelton gets a good connection, but it's only gone as far as Ron O'Brien slips from his grasp. Ball is out there. John Camna's there. Someone gets a boo on it. I think it was Ron O'Brien out into the middle of the field. Paul Nolan gets it as far as Willie Collins. Collins gets it out to John Gregan. Gregan lashes the ball in. Oh, Cormac Doyle takes it. Right inside. Danger here. Shot. Oh, flashed by the top corner of the post. And why didn't he put it over the bar? Someone is saying underneath, but that's the confidence of the man to go for that shot there. Another wide and another chance gone a begging. It's a level game still in Aughrim here, Tom.
Yeah, like Cormac there, he is a huge threat.
Long puck again down the field here from Peter O'Reilly. Numbers underneath. John Kavanagh's one of them. Willie Collins is one of them. Wins it, picks it up on the burst. Looks like he's earned his free. Has he? There's a helmet gone to ground. I think we'll have a throw in possibly. I think we'll have a throw in because he can't let the game go. Eight wides for Carnew in this second half, I think, is it? Or in total. But there are a lot of them in this second half there when they're crying out for scores. Bray though putting the pressure on. 6 in the second half. Bray are putting the pressure on though, and you still can't predict what way this one is going to go, because with the threat inside from both sides, anything can happen here. Ball is in, the game is back on, and it's Andrew Conway. Conway does really well, fires a long ball down the field into Rory Lamb. Oh, beautiful take from Lamb out in front of John Young. As we said, this is a ding-dong battle between two great young men. Fine strike by Rory Lamb. Oh, huge strike by Rory Lamb. What a score from the young man. Under all sorts of pressure there, he done really well. His touch, his turn, everything was brilliant, Tom.
Yeah, fantastic score by Rory there. Like, Tom Cash has chipped in with 5 points as well, like, so
1-10 to 2-6. Bray lead. We're getting down the stretch. Ball is doubled on the middle of the field. Willie Collins' hurl is broke. Ball breaks in as far as Jamie Ryan. Ryan picks it up on his own 45. Clears his lines. Gets the ball down the field. First to react is Timmy Collins. Collins comes out. Takes a heavy shoulder. Gets his free. A chance here for Carnew and Joe Murphy. Joe Murphy's coming out. There's a little bit more urgency with Carnew now. We've about 3.5 minutes of normal time left. Whatever additional time will be in it as well. So it's 2-6 to 1-10. This Bray team have come back from 7 points down in this one as well. We can't forget that in a game of such intensity, that's a huge medal of honour, to be fair to them.
There didn't seem to be going to be an awful lot of scores in at one stage, like that. As you said, to come back from 7 points it was fantastic work. Now we have a sub coming in.
So they've outscored Carnew 1-8 to 2 points from that stage. That's another way of looking at it. So look at
Cormac Hennessy, I think, is entered the fray.
Cormac Hennessy is in the game. Carnew ring the changes. Joe Murphy right in the middle of the field, about 5 yards in from the stand side line here. Gets a strike on it. It's dangerous. It's going to the left though. It's in on top of the danger area. Ball breaks inside out as far as Michael Collins. Collins picks this one up, twists and turns and has a look. Strikes it over his shoulder. Ball drops in. Behind Mason takes it. Mason clears his lines. Huge puck down the field, but Paul Nolan waits under it. Gets the gets a touch to it, gets the ball in as far as Michael Collins. Again, it's down the danger area where Cormac Doyle breaks it as far as Jody Byrne. Good touch by the end of Malloy, the corner back there. Cormac Doyle picks this one up, fires it out as far as Michael Collins. Collins gets it out to Willie Collins, top of the D, chance for a score, hooks this one high, and it's gone over the bar. It's a level game again here in Aughrim, 2-7 to 1-10. We've just about 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, look at it. It's going to be very hard. Going to be very hard to separate these.
We'll have 4 minutes of additional time. That's going to bring us. So we've about 6 minutes to go here. 6 huge minutes for both these clubs in their quest for an intermediate hurling title. Ball breaks in the half-back line there. Rory Lamb is underneath. John Young gets it, clears his lines, fires the ball up the line. Enda Malloy and Cormac Doyle in a foot race here. Cormac just does enough to keep it in. Pulled on by Michael Collins, gets it in as far as Jody Byrne. Byrne twists and turns. Familiar stance. Familiar hook of the ball. It's gone high and it's gone over the bar. A huge score for Jody Byrne. It looked to be tailing a little bit, but it's gone high, it's gone over the bar, and Carnew now lead. The game turns again. What a game of twists and turns this is. 2-8 to 1-10 here.
There's been 3 shots there in the second half that to us have probably looked...
They probably balanced one another out though, to be honest.
Yeah.
A high ball down, breaks in the middle of the field. Rory Lamb is underneath. He's come hunting for the ball, this young man. Lamb gets it, fires dangerous looking ball in as far as Sean McDonough. Numbers back for Carnew though. One of them is Conor Byrne. Only falls as far as Rory Lamb. Lamb wins a free. Lamb wins his free, and it's a free that you'd expect probably Tom Cash to nail this one. As we said, a minute to go here.
Yeah, and he's been nailing them all day, Tom Cash, but you know, when it gets to this stage of the match now, it's...
Anything can happen. Yeah, there's still a little bit of discussion, I think, around that last score for Carnew, but as we said, it's on the board. Tom Cash steps up to this one. Bends, he lifts and he strikes. It's gone to the left of the post. It's gone wide. Oh, it's off the post. Breaks down into the square. Danger. Ball into the hands of John Young. Carnew lucky to get away with that one. Out as far as Timmy Collins. Collins takes the ball, breaks the tackle, clears his lines. A huge clearance at this stage of the game from Collins. Tries to get into the hands of Michael Collins. Out half a Bray. Her line ball to Carnew. And that was a huge...
That's a net off, but look at...
A huge let off there for Carnew, as we said. We're still only a point in this one.
There's been lots of warriors on the field there for both teams today, really, hasn't there?
It has, and it's been, as we said, it's a game of swings and roundabouts really, but a good cut by Michael Collins in there, only as far as Ronan O'Brien. O'Brien gets it to Darragh O'Hannig. O'Hannig lashes a long ball down the field, dangerous looking ball. It's going to go over the heads of everyone. Rory Lamb is in, this is dead. Oh, great interception by Stephen Barnes. Brilliant play by, he had to get a touch on that, or Rory Lamb was gone, but it's still not gone away. Tom Cash has the ball, strikes the ball from the far sideline on the run, and it's gone to the left of the post and it's gone wide, and that was some interception from Stephen Barnes there.
Like it had to be, like that was danger written all over it, and Stephen had to make the touch and he got the touch.
We still have 3 minutes to go by me here. If there's 4 minutes of additional time, there's 3 long minutes. It's 2-8 to Carnew, it's 1-10 to Bray. Bray's only second wide of the game, we're being told. That'll tell you how economical they were in front of the goal, but it's a wide at the wrong time. It clears everyone. That man Ronan O'Brien is back there again. He's cleared a lot of ball in the second half. He gets a one hand on it. It's a line ball. It's a line ball to Carnew.
Yeah, look at the sideline bet Ronan there. I'd say at this stage too, he's getting a little bit tired. He's put in a huge shift for Bray there in the centre.
Huge shift is right, and it's down to fine margins here now at this. Carnew will look to probably, the referee is saying he's having none of it. He's turning off his watch, so they'll have to go and take it. No messing. Can Carnew navigate their way through these final couple of minutes? Can Bray find a score for somewhere? We're going to find out shortly. Michael Collins gets the ball back as far as Timmy. Timmy has a shot to go. He's blocked down. Brilliant block down there by Sid Hunt. Brilliant player by Jamie Ryan. Timmy breaks the tackle, tries to get forward with the ball. Again, huge numbers there from Bray. Twists and turns with that ball. Jamie Ryan gets his clearance away. There's a couple of lads back from Carnew. One of them is Mark Collins, gets a touch on it, tries to get to the ball. Tom Cash comes out, wins the ball out on the sideline, tries to get rid of it. He's bottled up. Sean McDonough tries to get a stick on it. Darragh O'Hannig does get a stick on it. John Young gets his stick on it, picks the ball and clears fires it up the line. Great play from young Michael Collins, whips on the ball, goes out across the sideline. It's a line ball with it's 32 and a half minutes on my clock.
Bray
So
need to get this down the field as quick as they can.
there's a chance here. As the line ball is taken, ball goes down. Nick Skelton is there. Tom Cash is there. Cash picks it up. Chance for Cash. Was he fouled? Play on to the referee. In fairness, he hasn't been.
No, he
Any
hasn't
freeze
given
there.
them all
There's
day.
no. Hasn't given him all day. He's not giving them now. Carnew get the ball to John Gregan. Michael Collins gets this one. Pops a brilliant ball in front of Jody Byrne. Carnew's chance maybe to put the game to bed. Byrne picks this one up. He doesn't. That he does at the second attempt. Surely he's fouled. He is fouled. A foul there on Jody Byrne, and it'll be a free in to Carnew. Both players having a second little bite at one another. There's going to be a free in and a chance for Carnew. Joe Murphy. I let him throw up. We've 33 and a half minutes on the clock. Carnew lead by a point. They have a free in.
Joe's looking there to see. It's a little bit. It's an easy game.
Michael Collins will take his time over this one. Carnew have a chance to go 2 points up here. They don't want a quick break hook out. They're just organising themselves back here. Ball is high, the ball is over the bar. It's 2-9 to Carnew. It's 1-10 to Bray. As we surely near the final whistle, there's one more chance surely for Bray though, is there? Peter O'Reilly goes short, Owen Mason. Mason in his own D delivers a huge puck down the field. Referee looks at his watch. Nick Skelton has the ball. Carnew are the intermediate hurling champions for 2021. The Lightning Protection Ireland intermediate hurling champions. A huge battle here in Aughrim between both sets of players. Your heart would go out to Bray. What an effort to come back from 7 points down, but Carnew re-evaluated, got stuck in and just got themselves over the line, Tom.
Yeah, look, what we said it was going to go to the wire, and to the wire it went, and fantastic performances all over the pitch by both teams, really, you know. But look at with the start Carnew made, and Bray came pilfering back into the game, but Carnew sort of wore it down and had 3 or 4 bad wides there. And
yeah, probably. Look, as you said, at a crucial time of the game, it seemed Carnew probably hit 4 or 5 very bad wides or wrong decisions that you thought the game might be going away from. But in fairness to them, they knuckled down and they came good in the end there. And a huge victory, badly needed up Carnew way as well. Things haven't been going well. And in fairness to this intermediate team, that's 2 championships in 3 years now as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And in fairness to the lads on the sideline, they did a great job. I think John.
Look, we're just the presentation will be on field now in a couple of minutes. Our chairman Martin Fitzgerald is getting things set up here, so a huge victory for Carnew. Hard luck to Bray, who had many warriors on the day in fairness, like Kieran McKay, we said, scoring 3 or 4 points there and 3 points in the middle of it. Ronan O'Brien was immense in that second half for them as well.
Shane Anders in the first half.
Shane Anders was brilliant, especially when the pressure was on in there in the first half. Owen Mason dealt with a good few balls, Rory Lamb. So a huge effort from the Bray men there, and it just fell short on the day where Carnew are top of the charts in the intermediate hurling.
Today, a lovely fine day. I'd like to thank our officials.
We'll have our presentation to the Carnew captain Martin Malloy now.
And umpires. I'd like to thank the ground staff, Johnny Dunn and all the stewards, Dennis Mangan, for all the hard work they've done all year. Thank you very much. With that, I would just say that Bray, look, one couple of months ago, short months ago, you won the Junior A Championship, but hurling is strong in Bray, as you're in the intermediate and senior in the one day. It's not often to happen. So well done to Bray. With that, I'll ask Bridget Kenny, PRO, to present the cup from Aughrim Alive. Just before Martin says a few words, there's also player of the match here today, and this trophy is this trophy is in memory of the great Niall Osborne, who played hurling and football for Carnew, who tragically died last year. And I would ask Damien to present it to your centre back, number 6, John Young. Oh, that look at it. First of all, I'd like to thank the Bray team for the great performance here today, and they worked hard and they pushed us all the way. I'd like to give 3 cheers for Bray. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. So squad or team, they were brilliant all year, worked hard, trained hard, and all the hard work paid off, so well done, boys. Graham, Snowy, been brilliant there all year, and Paige, Joe Murphy, and Jim Bob, great family, great speeches all year. So, big year for them, boys. That's pretty much all I say, lads.